This is Black Entertainment. This is Black Entertainment. This is Black Entertainment. This is Black Entertainment. Black Entertainment presents Age is Never a Limit to Your Greatness. Be sure to subscribe to all of our social media platforms, linked below in the description. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Age is Never a Limit to Your Greatness. We have our special guest again from our previous episode. Barry, say what's up.
What's up? Barry Hood in the building, aka Rectify, aka Zany. Going on, everybody?
How you feeling?
I'm good, man. Happy to be back for another episode, man. Look forward to getting it in, you know?
Yeah. In today's episode, we'll be covering a lot about Barry and the music industry, the music game. The title of our third episode is called The Application, where Barry tells us how he applies a lot of the things that he has learned or had to his life, to the music industry, to his career in music, so on and so forth. If you're ready to get started, Barry?
Yep, let's get it.
First of all, let's start to talk about the understanding of the application process. Can you walk us through your journey when applying for roles or opportunities in the music industry?
Applying for roles in the music was like, as a music producer, I started off in the music business being a music producer, in-house music producer for an independent label distributed through RCA Records, man, which is major label. The process was like, they just locked me in a room, you know what I mean, with the equipment, and was like, we'll see you in 4 hours. That was it, man. It wasn't no formal thing of, how do you apply for a record company? What's the process? It was simple, man. They just gonna put you in a room, man, keep you in there and say, hey, we'll be back in 4 hours, man, see what you got. I didn't even know how to work the equipment at the time, I had to figure it out on the spot. Lucky I had one of my guys in there with me, you know what I'm saying, and he was, helping me to figure it out. But yeah, and applying for the music business is like, let's see what you got. Can you sing? Let us hear you. It ain't really no formal thing to it. It's just like they want to get right to it.
You mentioned your guy. Because of him, you were able to kind of navigate things. Who was the guy that helped you navigate things, and how did he do that?
That was DJ Bone from Decatur, Illinois. Henry Morris. He was one of my producers at the time, helping me make beats and stuff. When I got the call to the record company, we was already working on a project, so I just brought him down there with me. So when they had me okay, you got 4 hours to come up with something, he was there. It was me and him brainstorming together, and we got some music going, man. I was like one that was more so coming up with the sounds and playing the instruments and whatnot, but my boy DJ Bone was there. He was helping me to navigate through like the drum machines and the samplers and all of that, and just give good input at the same time. I just been blessed to have people like that down with the squad, for many years, like Yul Wallace, Kamikaze, Gut Splatter, Derek Blocker, my boy She, Twin. All of these are engineers that I work with throughout the years, that out of the music I'm making, they help to shape it. Q, a lot of different people, man, help to shape the music, make it what it is.
What key skills or personal attributes do you think artists should emphasize when applying for like gigs or positions?
Whatever position you're applying for in the music business, you got to make sure you got a lot of what they looking for, So like if you are a rapper, and you got to have rhymes, you got to have songs, like not just a couple of rhymes, but you got to have songs like ready to go. Like if they say, okay, you sound good, we gonna throw you in the studio. What you got right now, what you working with, you want to already have like an arsenal of stuff ready to go. So the thing that you have to do is you have to be writing as a rapper. Like if you're a rapper or a singer or whatever, you have to be writing all the time, even if you ain't got no shows going on, or even if you're not in the studio at the time. So when the time comes, that's just like when Flavor Flav say he want me to be the hype man, and he want me to spit different rhymes every night in the middle of the show and whatnot. I was ready. I already had all these rhymes ready to go, so it wasn't no problem. It wasn't like I had to be scrambling and writing rhymes after the show in the hotel room to spit the next night, that's just like too much pressure. So just be ready at all times, man.
I can want to get into sort of the industry gatekeepers. We all know there's gatekeepers in the industry. How do you suggest new talents, new aspiring musicians approaching the industry gatekeepers? How do you see them? How should they approach them when seeking for an opportunity?
I don't know. I really couldn't answer that. As far as gatekeepers, man, I ain't got no advice on that. I'd advise you to just be careful who you dealing with. That's all I could really say. Just be careful who you deal with in the game, man. I can't speak on no gatekeepers or nothing. I don't know enough about that, but that's the route you want to go in the music business, man. That's why I always say know what you're getting into before you get into it, because once you in it, you get locked in, the situation can be hard to get out of. Definitely do your homework and your research, man.
We kind of talked about in previous episode of technology evolving. So I wanted to know, how has technology transformed the application process for musicians today versus back then?
Technology actually helped out in a lot of ways. It's a lot of different aspects of technology that we didn't have. I remember artists that was like doing it before us, like that was back in the 70s, George Clinton and them, they didn't have samplers. Bootsy Collins and them, they didn't have samplers. They had to actually cut the reel to tape and keep adding pieces on to the tape and then run it around something and then loop it back around manually, physically, to create a loop to keep on going. 10 years later, in the 80s, they come out with the samplers. It just keeps upgrading. So it's all these easy ways to make music. Now you can just make music on your phone, download an app, and just start making music on your phone, So so that is good in that regards. And as far as like social media, to be able to reach your fan base instantly, instantaneously. You can go live. You ain't got to go through the record companies and send out no press release or nothing like that. You can just go straight on your social media and reach your fans the same at that moment. So that's the good side of technology.
Let's kind of shift towards portfolio and building a portfolio. What should artists include in their portfolios or applications?
Everything you ever did pertaining to your craft. Put it all in there. That's what I did. And it worked for me. I got out there and got a chance to do it with the biggest names out there, the legends in the game. So, that's what I did. Just put everything you do, you do a show at the corner bar, the neighborhood club or whatever, the high school you went to, you performed in the gymnasium at the high school, put that on there too, everything.
And you think in doing so, it will help them truly stand out?
It's real. It shows your body of work, what you've been through. Like, it shows the development of your career. So, it can't hurt.
How important is networking when it comes to applying for music-related opportunities?
Networking is very important. You can't do everything from the basement. You can't do everything from the computer. Some people just try to be lazy with it and, do everything on the computer. No, you physically got to get out there sometimes and meet people, talk to people, establish these relationships, meet these club owners, man, because these are the venues you'll be performing in, security, you want to get to know the bodyguards, the security, get to know a lot of the agents. You see all these different groups in the venue. They got agents, man. The agents is probably there. They booked the show, so you want to get to know some of them. And everybody in different regards of the music. People from the radio stations. You definitely want to get to know them. Program directors, things of that nature. So, it's real important, man. Networking, that's how you meet people and establish relationships, and that's how you start swinging deals and closing deals.
Follow-up question to that: how can artists stay adaptable in the application, being that the music industry landscape is always changing?
Well, you stay adaptable to it by being true to you. No matter what, industry is always going to change. Every 10 years it's a major change, and now it used to be. Now it's less than that. Now it's like, it's so crazy. Now it's like every 6 months like something change. It used to be like every 10 years things would change. Things would stay for a while like that, then flip over, like mixtapes come into the game and that would ride out for a good 10 years or something, then it flipped to something else. CDs come out, then it flipped, then for that ride for good 10 years, 15, then flip to MP3s and all that. So, yeah, man, changes come and go, but you got to stay true to what you doing, what you believe in, stay true to your art, and be fearless with it, man. That's your art. Share it. Be proud of it. Put it out there, man.
Well, in terms of mentorship, do you believe that mentorship can influence the application process for newcomers? If so, how can mentorship influence the application process for newcomers
And
in the industry?
hey, that's crucial, bro. Getting in the game, man, you got to have some mentors, man. People that's been in it, that know more about the game than you, that can show you the ropes. Like, that's how you start learning. That's who you pay attention to. Your mentors, man. It's very, very important, man. You gotta, crucial, bro. Like, I don't know no other way to say it. Like, that's very, very important, man. That guides your career, that can help to guide your career, your mentorship, the things that you learn. Because, see, they've been in the game longer than you, so they telling you and showing you stuff ahead of time before you make those mistakes. So you definitely want to listen to your mentors, man.
With emerging trends, I know we picked a little bit on that, and I kind of want to add on to that as well. Are there any emerging trends in the application process that you think artists should be aware of? If so, what are they?
Yeah, I mean, with the changes that come in the game, it's always going to be emerging trends, like, get your followers up. You know what I mean? Get your followers up. So there's ways to do that. You got to be more, crafty with the way you post and the captions that you put to your post. Like, all of that's important. The look that you got. Who you target, who's your target audience and crowd. Who are you trying to market to? Like, all of that's important. In the new landscape of music. And then, like, merging with, but see, I don't like I don't want to speak on that too much, because, it's kind of like, I don't want to steer people in that in certain directions, because, like, all of this can change in a matter of months, man. Now, like, it's like, streaming didn't even last that long. It's playing out already. Streaming numbers are down, bro. All over the industry, they are down, by a considerable amount, considerable percentage. Streaming is down. It's almost like over with. Like, so I don't want to say put so much stock into this or so much stock into that, because that can all change, man. Like, so, it's just best to, like I say, stay true to what you doing, you know what I mean? And find different ways to implement what you doing into the new scope of things, as opposed to, trying to ride behind every little trend that come about. Try to see what developments came up in the game that'll be beneficial for what you doing, and then try to work it in from there.
What role does feedback play in improving materials? How should artists seek and use feedback?
As far as feedback, that's critical, man, because you got to have people, first of all, you got to have people around you that you really trust, because a lot of people will tell you that your stuff is good, but they only saying that to be on your good side because of what they think they can get about you, or what you could do for them, how you could benefit their career some type of way, form, or fashion, so to be able to just, do it the right way, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, because a lot of people just be wanting something up out of you, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
How should artists seek and use feedback?
Oh, yeah. Well, as far as the feedback side of it, it's like, I don't know, I guess what I was saying, like, how can I put it? Like, people will just tell you what they feel they want you to know, like, for whatever reason. But you got to know how to navigate that, though, What I mean by that is, like, when you got good people around you that you trust, that's the feedback you listen to. See, you can't listen to everybody, because some people, they got a biased perspective. They coming from a biased perspective. Is they want something. But the ones that's like, that you can trust, people that's in your corner, good friends, good family, going back to having good people around you in your circle, when they give you the feedback, that's what you really need to be paying attention to. And then your fans, man, You listen to your fans and the feedback from your fans, because even your own fans ain't gonna rock with every song or everything or every design or, every piece of music or piece of art. They like what they like. So yeah, pay attention to the fans, people you marketing to, see what they got to say about it.
How can artists showcase versatility in their applications without losing their core identity?
Well, with your core audience, they like you, they into your work. These are fans that appreciate your music. They come to your shows. They on your social media platforms and whatnot, so you're able to interact with them and everything. You can introduce something new to them. A lot of them might like it, some of them might not, though. But you got a platform. Once you establish that they're into what you're doing, then that's when you can introduce something new to them, and they'll probably accept it, based on what you've been doing, if it's solid like the other stuff you've been doing. But yeah, you just never know, though. You just never know. You just gotta, stay true to who you are and your designs, what you believe in, and let the people sort it out.
How important is it for an artist to have a unique identity or brand when applying for opportunities? I know, like in the last episode, we kind of talked about Flavor Flav name being very rhythmic, and we talked about Jadakiss having that unique laugh. So when he gets on the mic, you know that's that unique authenticness. I know we talked about other artists and previous episodes.
I think it's very important. That's what being unique is, what's going to separate you from everybody else that's out there. Because right now the market is super saturated with just being wide open for everybody to just jump online and do whatever they want to do and showcase. So with that, you have to keep that unique quality about yourself, because that's what's going to make you stand out in front of the crowd, and then it's like it becomes your brand. People start to know you for that. So when they think of this particular thing, they think about you, so that's big, man, to couple that, with the branding of your whole setup as far as what you're doing, man, with your music or with your fashion or with whatever it is you're working with. To have that, yeah, I think that's dope, man. Like, it just sets you apart and makes you more unique. People will remember you more. Some people like introduce characters in their music, alias character and whatnot, to make themselves unique. Their rap name is this, but they also known as this over here, like that can separate you and make you unique too, because you can get into these different characters. And one thing about characters, they live forever, like Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse and all of that, they still around. So if you could create, something, an extension of your own personality and make a character out of it, that could possibly live forever.
Was there anybody in the music industry that sort of helped you with the application process, or taught you a little bit about how the application process worked? If so, who were they and what was that like?
One thing about the music business and show business and all of that, it's all on the fly. Like, it ain't no, it's a big $billion industry, but things are done on the fly, though. It's not a lot of structure to it like people would think. Like, you think of the typical 9 to 5 type thing, you applying and you go through the procedures and all that. It's different in the music game. You just kind of get jumped in. And for me, it was DJing at first, like as a teenager, DJing parties and stuff like that. And I would play certain songs and mix certain songs together that people never would thought would go together. Like, I mix a hip hop song with a blues song or something, like I was just known for, and make it sound good. I just had like this unorthodox way of doing it, and that caught the attention of record executives that might have been at some of these parties like, man, you got a good ear for music, man. I liked how you did this. I never would have thought, like, man, why don't you come check us out, see what we got going on? Like, so it just be happening on the fly like that. There's no real, that's why you just got to get out there and do what you do and love what you're doing, and somebody will see you too. You know, there's always people out there watching, listening.
Before we wrap up, I have a few other questions just to ask you, just to kind of help others narrow down their career and understanding what part of the music industry they want to get into. Just sort of a experience, a lesson that they can take from the applications that we've talked about and the whole things that have happened that you applied to the music industry. Looking ahead, how do you see the application process evolving in the music industry over the next decade?
Where it won't be an application process. Everybody just be showing what they got on some sort of digital form or outlet, kind of like it is now, but getting even more so with it. You just like, you know, go from this MySpace to Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and it just keep going. Then it really won't be a need for a record company in the future. There's really no need for them now. You distribute your own stuff online. So I think record companies won't even be around in the future. Just had like 50 executives step down, major executives step down within the last 30 days. And these are from major record labels. Hundreds and hundreds of artists have been recently dropped from the label. So it's just going more independent where you won't even need the record companies for nothing.
Is there anything you would like to share regarding like just the application process or just things in life where you have applied a lesson to the music industry, something that you've learned?
Well, I just say it's the music business, show business, but the word business is bigger than the music and the show. So you got to take time to learn the business before you jump into it. You know, publishing, you know, you got to know about your publishing, man. What publishing houses to get with. You got to know how to track your music, you know the difference between ASCAP and BMI. You know, understand about licensing the music or different types of royalties like mechanical royalties. You know, so it's a lot, man. Splits, you know, getting stuff on the front end or the back end, when to take a deposit off a show and when not to, you know, for these low ball promoters out here, you know, all this you need to know, man. I would just say, like, really understand what you're getting into business wise. You know, because the talent is there. You know, if you got the love, you got the talent, you know, keep developing that. That'll get better and better no matter how good they tell you. You keep practicing. Just know the business, man, before you jump out there out the window, man, because, you know, you get tied into these contracts, man, these 10, 15-year contracts, man. 20 album deals and whatnot, man. Man, it'd be hard to get out of, though.
Thank you so much for that, Barry. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the ending of our third episode called The Application. Barry, what ways can the audience reach you?
Man, just jump on Facebook. Hit me up, Barry Hood, man. BARYHOOD. Get up with me on Facebook.
Hit him up on Facebook, y'all. Any questions or concerns that you have,
I got you.
Thank you so much for coming in again for our third episode and sharing a lot of the wisdom. Ladies and gentlemen,
appreciate it.
In.
Thank you for having me, bro. Appreciate it, man.
No problem.
Always a pleasure.
Tune in next time, ladies and gentlemen, for our fourth episode, our final and last episode with our special guest. We will talk about a lot of triumphant moments he has had and overcame and what it was like sharing that experience.
Yeah. Season 4 coming up, y'all. Let's get it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your host, DJ Gannett. See you. Thanks for listening. Be sure to subscribe. Comment down below for any questions, comment, concerns.